Hi, I'm Doug Major. I'd like to talk a little bit about history of feeding San Luis Obispo County and this SLO County Food Bank. Got involved with the food bank when it initially started in the 1980s with Alan Bonner, but really got more involved on the board late 1990s. Been involved 16, 17 years. Was the chairman of the board when we started this event, Hunger Awareness. Thought it'd be fun to share a little bit of a history using the t-shirts we've used over the years. Express a little bit of blood and sweat and tears it took to make the food bank in San Luis Obispo the best brand in our county, as well as the really seamless organization that you see as you go and tour the warehouse. Food banking is a unique concept started by a guy by the name of John Van Hengel in Phoenix. And the idea was that there was many food pantries, but they sort of competed one against the other. Let's have a warehouse, a supermarket to all those agencies so that we can go ahead and put food together, distribute it in a fair way, and keep the competition down because there's so much extra food out there in our wonderful community. It's just getting it to the right people at the right time. And food banking has changed so much over the years. When we started, it was mostly non-perishable cans and sharing those. And now it's really become almost totally perishable, good food that has to be stored correctly, refrigerated correctly, and distributed quickly. And that's the beauty of the whole food bank concept. The food bank as being the supermarket to all of our wonderful agencies. And San Luis Obispo had actually almost too many nonprofits. And so I'd love to tell this story about Hunger Awareness Day today. Now, Hunger Awareness Day began in 2006. And I really appreciate, I'll throw some names out, but I appreciate the work of so many people. This was the logo that was created by Maggie Cox and their group. And we discovered on the board after some wonderful work by historically by Floyd Butterfield and Keith Belmont, who's since recently passed away, uh, made the effort to make a beautiful warehouse possible after being in a storage unit to moving to on Passel Street, a little larger place. And then a wonderful event happened where Tom Taylor down in Oceano offered his warehouse. So suddenly the food bank was countywide. Uh, and as we continued to grow, another wonderful event happened as we continued to work closely with the grandmothers of Harvest Bag that has been established in South County. Uh, their leadership changed with the solo leaders getting in trouble with health. And as a result, we were able to integrate Harvest Bag into the system, making our program countywide. Key people at the time, Jim Kemper, who was just such a key person to make the facility grow as we moved to our new office, but probably the most important person, a person by the name of Carl Hansen. Carl has been a minister from the Episcopal Church in Paso Robles and came back and just did just a tremendously wonderful job. He with Wendy Lewis to establish this facility that you have here in San Luis Obispo now that allows us to be a countywide affiliate of a larger group that used to be started out as Second Harvest, became Feed America. And as an affiliate, we don't have as much say, but we do have more autonomy. And so we appreciate the wonderful uh, uh, people that have run this and, the good and the bad. It was a different environment before, again, as you see this wonderful machine. So let's talk about Hunger Awareness Day. Hunger Awareness Day began in 2006. Difficult time for being on the board because so many people didn't want to use professional help in our promotional. Maggie Cox had, I think the amount was $10,000 that she would make sure that all the medias were taken care of. The goal was to have a mass media day where everyone would give At the time, we called it uh, one day. Oops, I get the right place. One day, $1. The big challenge to feed the county. And the concept was not to just have a bunch of big donors, but allow everyone, that everyone, this is the way San Luis Obispo County has always operated, that everyone would have a chance to just give $1 and make it happen. And that's been, again, that first year was, we really didn't know what would work. And I was driving a truck down there with a billboard. We used to go to farmers market the day before on the Friday, and we had a telemarketing area. We didn't know what was going to happen at all the major sites. Uh, I think the unique thing about the Hunger Awareness Day was that the different pantries would be able to use that day to outreach to the community, as well as, in a sense, get all the funds that they need for the little food costs that are there. Remember, the warehouse system works well because all the perishable food is free. Some of the other food is pennies on the dollar. That keeps people from hoarding and keeping people honest. So it's a very, again, a wonderful system that's very functional in the American model of things. And so these different organizations, particularly in the Atascadero and Los Osos, did such a wonderful job of doing the outreach and were able to fund their whole year, but also just go in the communities. That one day they would get together and raise the funds for the whole year. And so with that conceptual start, we were just surprised at the outpouring. The goal was, again, $1 per person, which at the time was about $200,000. We got like 130,000, mostly in ones that first year. We didn't expect all of the, we didn't have the cash management systems in place. So that night we literally had boxes of money that we had to go through and count and send out because of the good people of this county. Since that time, of course, the Hunger Awareness Day has been professionalized, and it's really exciting. Now we're to the point where it is, we used to be most of the money that we'd spent on promotion had to go into mailings and other advertisements in the paper. Uh, and now it's all online, which is it's so efficient and effective. So this year, for the first year, we've graduated to that next point where it's all online. And thanks for the wonderful donors and the tremendously now professional uh, uh, board that we have. We just very, very fortunate. Uh, as a person that's been involved with the food bank for years, I'm just so thankful to be involved. I'm so excited about the new management and the outreach, uh, particularly the outreach with that we've done. We were the worst almost in the state for the cow fresh or food stamps at the time. And because of these outreaches, hunger is reduced dramatically in our county, and we work so well together. So I just wish you the best as we think about the Hunger Awareness Day this year. Uh, as we're approaching, it looks like I guess the 30th time next year, and would hope and ask for your donations and a kind word to all those staff members. And remember those who have gone before that have made all this possible. Thank you so much. Here's some other shirts that we can contact this wonderful logo, Feed San Luis Obispo. And I loved our little sandwich guy that we've had also. Wonderful memories. Every year, another adventure. Thank you so much.